Welcome to Files, where we dive deep into the unexplained and the mysterious. Today, we're exploring Mount Shasta, a place that attracts 26,000 visitors annually and is considered one of the most sacred and mysterious spots on Earth. Known to some locals as the Magical Mountain, Mount Shasta is home to countless legends, mysteries, and strange occurrences. In this video, we'll cover some chilling disappearances on and around the mountain, blending eerie facts with conspiracy theories that might just make you question reality. So let's get into it. Our journey begins back in 1940, but not on Mount Shasta itself. Instead, we start at Mount Lassen, about 70 miles southeast of Mount Shasta. Both mountains are part of the Cascade Range, with Mount Lassen peaking at around 10,500 feet and Mount Shasta towering at 14,200 feet. Our first case involves 14-year-old Billy Coleman, whose family owned a cabin at the foot of Mount Lassen. On New Year's Day in 1940, Billy, recovering from a bout of influenza, mysteriously vanished near his family's cabin. Reports from the Monroe News-Star on January 5, 1940, stated that Billy disappeared while playing near a tree close to the cabin. His mother saw him just minutes before he vanished. Despite a massive search effort involving up to 500 searchers, Billy was never found. What makes this case particularly strange is that parts of Billy's clothing were discovered near a creek just 250 yards from the cabin, a whole week after his disappearance. The sheriff noted that it seemed as though someone, likely Billy, had been wandering around aimlessly. One theory suggests Billy suffered from hypothermia, which can cause paradoxical undressing where victims remove their clothing due to a false sensation of warmth. However, given the proximity of the creek to the cabin and the thorough search, the delay in finding his clothes is puzzling. Could his clothes have been placed there later? Was there another presence involved? These questions remain unanswered, adding to the eerie nature of this case. Moving 36 miles away from Billy's disappearance, we encounter another baffling case. In January 2004, 15-year-old Austin William Sparks disappeared from Montgomery Creek, California. Austin, who suffered from severe emotional problems and was on psychiatric medication, was last seen near the Acorn Cafe on Highway 299. His footprints, distinguishable by the unique soles of his sneakers, were tracked through deep snow to the banks of the Pitt River, where they abruptly ended. Investigators were baffled as to how Austin reached such a remote and rugged area by himself. The assumption was that he entered the river and succumbed to the cold, but no body or further evidence was ever found. Austin's vulnerability and the remote, almost inaccessible location of his last known whereabouts raise unsettling questions. Was there foul play involved, or did his mental state lead him to a tragic end? Our final case takes us back to Mount Shasta and the disappearance of 69-year-old Carl Herbert Landers in 1999. Carl, an avid runner and experienced climber, set out with friends to ascend Mount Shasta. After feeling unwell due to altitude sickness, Carl decided to get a head start to Lake Helen alone. His friends, who followed shortly after, never saw him again. Despite an extensive search operation involving dogs, helicopters, and hundreds of searchers, no trace of Carl was ever found. What adds to the mystery is that there were no tracks indicating Carl left the trail, and the area lacked dense vegetation or crevices where a body could be easily hidden. The disappearance of such an experienced outdoorsman in a relatively straightforward climb is perplexing and has led to various speculations, including the possibility of Carl being taken by some unknown force. But disappearances aren't the only strange events linked to Mount Shasta. The mountain is steeped in Native American lore and modern legends about underground cities and ancient civilizations. Some believe Mount Shasta is home to the lost continent of Lemuria, a hidden city called Telos, where advanced beings live. This legend was popularized by Frederick Spencer Oliver's book, A Dweller on Two Planets, which claims survivors of Lemuria reside within the mountain. In 1904, a British prospector named J.C. Brown claimed to have discovered a hidden tunnel system beneath Mount Shasta, filled with gold treasures and the skeletons of giants. Despite organizing an expedition in 1934 to locate the site, Brown mysteriously disappeared the night before the group was set to leave, fueling more speculation and mystery. Another bizarre incident involves a 3-year-old boy known as John Doe, who disappeared near Mount Shasta in 2010. After being found 12 hours later in a dazed state, John told a strange story about being taken to an underground cave by what he initially thought was his grandmother, but later realized was a robot impersonator. This entity allegedly made bizarre demands and claimed John was from outer space. Adding to the strangeness, John's grandmother Kathy recounted her own experience of waking up outside while camping near the same area, with unexplained puncture wounds on her neck. For centuries, Native American tribes have spoken of the spiritual significance of Mount Shasta. Some legends speak of spirit beings, while others mention portals to other dimensions. One prevalent theory suggests that the mountain may be a gateway to another world, a hypothesis that aligns with modern tales of mysterious disappearances and strange encounters. The mystery deepens. The story of Geraldine Lang. Geraldine Lang, a 64-year-old woman, vanished without a trace while hiking on Mount Shasta in 2001. Known as an experienced hiker, Geraldine was familiar with the trails. On a clear, sunny day, she set out on a solo hike and was never seen again. Her family reported her missing when she failed to return home that evening. The search for Geraldine was extensive, involving over 100 volunteers, dogs, and helicopters. Yet no clues were found, no tracks, no clothing, nothing. It was as if she had vanished into thin air. Friends and family were left with more questions than answers. How could an experienced hiker disappear on a well-marked trail in perfect weather conditions? One theory posits that Geraldine may have stumbled upon one of the mountain's supposed energy vortices or portals. These vortices are believed to be places where the natural electromagnetic field is particularly strong, causing disturbances in space and time. Could Geraldine have unknowingly walked into another dimension? While it sounds like science fiction, many locals believe these vortices are real and can explain some of the unexplained disappearances. The case of the disappearing geologist. In 2011, a geologist named Dr. Robert Plummer disappeared while conducting research on Mount Shasta. Dr. Plummer was studying the mountain's unique geology and had a deep interest in its volcanic activity. On his last known day, he sent an excited message to his colleague, claiming he had found something extraordinary. That was the last anyone heard from him. Despite an exhaustive search, no trace of Dr. Plummer was ever found. His equipment, notes, and personal belongings were left untouched at his base camp. The sudden disappearance of a professional geologist in a well-surveyed area added another layer of mystery to the mountain. What could he have discovered that led to his vanishing? Some conspiracy theorists suggest he may have uncovered evidence of the hidden city of Telos and was silenced for it. No conspiracy theory would be complete without questioning the role of the government. Some believe that the U.S. government is aware of the anomalies surrounding Mount Shasta and has been covering up evidence for decades. There are even rumors of secret military bases within the mountain, conducting experiments related to the strange phenomena reported by locals and visitors. Documents obtained through the Freedom of Information Act reveal that the military has indeed conducted exercises in the area, but official explanations chalk these up to routine training. However, the secrecy and lack of detailed information fuel speculation that something far more mysterious is being hidden from the public. Theories and speculations. Theories about Mount Shasta's mysteries abound. Some believe the mountain houses an alien base, explaining the frequent UFO sightings. Others think it could be a portal to another dimension, or even a time slip where people vanish only to reappear years later, unchanged by time. Skeptics argue that many of the disappearances and strange occurrences can be explained by natural factors, such as harsh weather, disorientation, and even wild animal attacks. However, the sheer number of unusual stories and the consistency of certain details make it hard to dismiss the idea that something truly mysterious is happening at Mount Shasta. Conclusion: the enigma of Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta remains a place shrouded in mystery and speculation. Whether it's the disappearances, the legends of the Lemurians, or the reported encounters with the unknown, this mountain continues to fascinate and baffle those who dare to explore its slopes. While we may never have concrete answers, the stories and legends surrounding Mount Shasta ensure that it will remain a focal point for mystery and intrigue. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unknown. If you enjoyed this video, Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating explorations of the unexplained. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think happened to those who disappeared around Mount Shasta? Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and remember, the truth is out there.